Let's.
What's going on, X Community? Exostomp here, and today, people, we're going to be doing the EDL Pickems. Guys, we've never done Pickems, so this is going to be really fun. And of course, you can't do Pickems alone, so joining me today is going to be Galaxybomb.
Hello, everyone. So you should give everyone a quick recap of what Pickems are, because some people might not know.
Alright, well, Pickems is basically where you choose a team to win, and you pick, let's say, for instance, let's give an example, because I like examples. I'm a visual learner usually, but, so, let's say I choose, for instance, what? Okay,
Roanoke.
Chicago Shamans, because I don't know how to say that name. Chicago Shamans to win 3-0, right? And then, let's say, let's just, for instance, give me a random number here.
So then, if I wanted to say, I think Roanoke are actually going to win, at a very close, so like 1-0.
Okay, so basically, then the week happens, and the Shamans win, but it's only a 2-0. So what that means is that I get a point, but I don't get 2 points. If they won 3-0, like the guess that I did, it would give me 2 points, and vice versa with the Zoroarks if they won 1-0. Now, if for whatever reason it was now this is another thing. If you want to lock on a team, if you think that they're 100% gonna win, you can lock on them, and if they win, you get double the points. And then if you lock on them and they win, let's say let's say I locked on Chicago Shamans and they won 3-0, I get 3 points. And you only have one lock per week.
Double down.
Yeah. Much. Yeah. So if they win, but if they lose, however, you lose a point. So locks are scary.
Alright. So this is week 2, as a reminder to everyone, since week 1 has already partially happened at this point in time that we're doing this.
Right.
So we're starting from week 2 and going on from there.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's get on to the actual game here. So, the Zoroarks versus the Shamans, right? Okay, so...
Okay. So this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like when you look at this matchup, you want to look at like what the strongest mons are, what they're most likely to bring, as a baseline. So like for the Shamans, Galarian Moltres is a really important bring. Same with Rotom Fan, I would say. So when then you look at the Zoroarks, I would say Swampert is a very important part of their team, and Venusaur on the Shamans can counter that pretty hard. So I can already see a bit of an advantage on the Shaman side, just from initial glance.
I can agree with that because, yeah, there are a lot of mons that do super well against the Zoroarks. However, you got Durant on the opposite side, which Durant in itself is so annoying. And if you look at the Shaman side, they're only fire types of Quilava, which, now, look, I like Quilava, okay, but in this matchup, I'm not sure if it's the best bring, okay, because of the Swampert and...
Does Galarian Moltres have any tech fire moves?
I don't think so, no.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that makes this matchup pretty difficult if Zoroarks bring Durant.
Yeah, but honestly, I was looking at one mon while I was making the slides, and I'm looking at it right now still. What's the switch into a Shell Smashed Cloyster?
Yeah, I feel like Cloyster's really strong here. If Cloyster is able to set up, I'm not sure what the Zoroarks can do besides some kind of priority move, but do they even have any reliable... They have Persian.
Gurger has Mach Punch, I believe.
Okay, that could do actually quite a bit. So maybe something like that?
Yeah, maybe. But honestly, like, this is gonna be a pretty even match, because, like, Saint's a good battler, so, as we saw from last week, and I think that even though the matchup seems on the Shaman side, I think it's gonna be a pretty even match.
I'll vote first with these Pickems. I'm going to say that the Shamans are going to win 2-0.
2-0. All right. Uh, man, this is actually really tough for me. Oh man, I'm gonna give the. It's so annoying because the Cloyster does so well in this game.
Sure. I think the Cloyster and the Venusaur are really strong here. I also think Hatterene has Mystical Fire, doesn't it?
Hatterene does have Mystical Fire, correct?
So that would be a very good answer to Durant, though it is Steel type, so it's a little scary. But
yeah, I'm gonna give the Zoroarks a. Ooh, I'm gonna give the Zoroarks a 2-0.
Okay.
So it's pretty even. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. So this is gonna be BTHD versus WoX, aka Launching Dragon Pulse versus the Gibby Gibbles. This match, I actually really like this match. I'll start off here. So the matchup seems to be more on, surprisingly, the Gibby Gibble side, because I really like what the Mudsdale does here. It's able to put a lot of pressure on stuff like the Barbaracle. The Machamp doesn't do too much if it's defensive. Mudsdale, Colossal, like the Mudsdale actually does a lot of work here. And
Indeedee also makes it really hard to bring the poison types that Dragapult has.
Well, Drapion is a dark type, so I think it could still come. Although, I mean, yeah, Indeedee is pretty good here as well. A lot of the Gibby Gibble's side, just, I think it's really good here. I think the matchup for the Gibby Gibbles is nice.
Yeah, I think just kind of looking through the lineup, Colossal is a pretty good counter to Serena in terms of, well, I guess it's kind of neutral because it's Rock Fire against the like a Power Whip or something. But it's pretty defensive, so Serena's a nice answer to a Colossal setting up. It's not amazing, depending on what kind of sets they bring. Like if Colossal is fairly specially well, Assault Vest Serena. It's hard. There's a lot of good counters on both sides.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think the biggest threat from the Dragapult side is the Barbaracle, because like the water and the rock coverage, and the ground coverage, like what really wants to take a water or rock or ground move? I mean, you do have the I guess the Serena, which I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking Serena might be the best wall.
But even with that, if it gets chipped, a +2 Stone Edge is going to be super scary. So we'll just have to see this match.
I feel like the Gibbles have to play a little bit carefully against that and not let Dragapult set up. That being said, though, I think I'm going to give Dragapult a 3-0 here.
Dragapult's a 3-0. That's, yeah, I could see that happening. I'm actually gonna give the Launching Dragapults a. I'm gonna go 4-0. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger here.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna see a nice match with Barbaracle. Okay.
All right. We're hoping on that sweep, I guess.
Yep. And let me know if you want to lock on anything, by the way. Just in
sure,
case.
yeah.
All right. And you don't have to use them, but. All right. For this third match. Okay, so this is gonna be a really interesting one. We got DDA versus Twee, aka Daddy's Dark Types, versus the California Q fans. And oh man, look,
what a matchup.
I want to hear what you want to say for this one, because I have something, but I want to keep it.
I don't know what the Q fans can do personally. Like, there's a lot of good options that the Dark types have here. It's going to be really hard to prep for everything on the Q fan side, I feel. Like, not only do they have the potential Hail team with Vanillix and Arctivish, which would make Avalugg really important to bring along potentially to kind of wall it out. But then also Snorlax and Moltres, Morpeko, and Ribombee are really nice supports to that to those cores. I feel like dark types just have an advantage in terms of variety here. And I feel like dark types can bring kind of whatever they want, so that Q fans has to answer them, essentially.
I do agree with that. I think dark types can just sort of um, own in teams of their build, because their builds, like their mons, work really well together, and it's super scary to prep for all of them. However, there's one mon in particular that I think can destroy DDA's team, and that is Hitmonlee. Okay, fighting types. Look at the last three: Arctovish, Snorlax, Steelix. Look at it. It has rock coverage, so it can hit like the Ribombee. It hits the Moltres. It hits the Xatu. It technically has that acrobatics. It can hit the Hitmontop, the Roselia. Like, it has so much coverage. It can hit his whole team, and I think if with the Unburden, even without Unburden proc, it's scary. But with the Unburden proc, and if it can get to +2, maybe with like a weakness policy somehow, or a bulk up, you just get to +1. I don't know what can really deal with Hitmonlee. If Twee actually is able to get some spikes and maybe some stuff up with the Smeargle, or yeah.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, I feel like Toxic Spikes is actually really strong here. They don't have Poison type,
Who?
and they're Q fans, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, you're right.
So, like, Toxic Spikes on Roselia might be pretty strong. It would be a little tricky to remove it reliably.
Mm-hmm.
Avalugg doesn't have any reliable recovery, so, and I don't think Smeargle's a good bring here. So getting rid of those Toxic Spikes is going to be tricky. And I feel like that might be a good answer to Hitmonlee, to wall it out and let it poison to death.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't actually see that. That's true. It's gonna be, honestly, even though the teams sort of feel lopsided, there are some hidden gems on Twee's team. I did mention one.
I think it's gonna be close for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there are still some more hidden gems. I don't want to mention all of them, because then that would sort of take away from prepping and everything. But yeah, I think this match is gonna be probably one of the closest that we've seen so far.
Though I am going to lock a 2-0 on Daddy's Dark types.
That is fair. Okay, you're playing safe so far. Nice 2-0. All right.
But, I do think that the Dark types are going to win for sure here, personally.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to give it to Twee, because I look, I have hopes for Twee. Even though I think DDA is probably going to be the more guest in terms of Pickems for everyone else when we put those up, I do think Twee does have a chance with some of the tech that he could bring. So I'm gonna give Twee a 1-0. I think it's gonna be close.
Okay.
All right. So for the next match, we have the Fiery Path Flygons versus the Hackensack Hackmos. So, this one. Okay, so this one is actually really nice for the Flygons, I think, because the Flygons have, of course, that Shrill Smash Blastoise, which has tons of coverage, especially for, like, I mean, just look at Hopeless's team. Not much. I don't think anything outspeeds +2 Blastoise, and not much has priority, so I think Blastoise can sort of run away with this game.
Blastoise is really scary here. I mean, the best answer would be like Raichu, but I don't think Raichu lives anything from that Blastoise when it's set up. What walls it best? Registeel, I guess?
That it has Aura Sphere. I would probably say Mantine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So in that case, does Flygons not have an electric type?
Rotom.
Oh, Rotom. Okay. Interesting. That might be Rotom and Blastoise might be a very important pair. If they do bring one, they might bring the other for sure.
Right. I think also We do have to note this is why I put speed tiers up here. Crobat outspeeds everything on the team, which I mean, Crobat in general just sort of is super nice here with Poison and Flying Stab. There's not a lot of Pokemon that want to take Poison and Flying Stab here, besides like Registeel, but technically Crobat has Heat Waves, so it has like a little bit of coverage here. Crobat's gonna be scary, and even Dugtrio outspeeds Hopeless's whole team as well, and Dugtrio with spamming Earthquake can be very scary, so yeah.
Yeah, I do think Hakamos has a lot of walling options here. Registeel is a menace to society with its walling potential. And Mantine is very bulky as well. So I feel like Hakamos might have to play it safe until they find an opening.
Yeah.
And I feel like Flygon's game plan might be to try and run them over.
Yeah.
Though Flygons can also play pretty defensively with some of like Aggron, Druddigon, Gigalith. So it's hard to say really.
Yeah. Honestly, like Hopeless's team here doesn't look as strong as Flygon's, but I've seen Hopeless battle with a freaking Shinx and a Zigzagoon at tier 1. And he has brought them, and a Cosmome, and he's brought them every game and won the actual like whole speed tour. So I've seen him do work with even bad Pokemon, and he does not have bad Pokemon here. So
yeah, I mean I like the Flygon's team, but I'm giving this to the Hakamos because I do think that some of those Mons can do a lot of work. Chandler, Roserade, Pissimian, for instance, stands out to me a lot.
Yeah,
that seems like a really aggressive combo that can break pretty much anything. Like whatever one can't break, the others can step in. So I'm looking forward to seeing what those can do. Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Hakamos a 2-0.
Man, 2-0 again. All right.
These matches were pretty close in terms of what I can say.
All right. Hey, I'm looking for some spiciness, but that's fine. That's fine. You want it 2-0? That's all right. I think. I mean, you're right. I think it's gonna be close, but
this is when I'm correct.
Hey, listen. All right, I think it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna give the Flygons. I'm gonna give the Flygons a 4-0. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very confident.
Yeah, I'm confident. The Flygons got this. I'm sorry, Hopeless. Like you know, I feel like you're gonna prove me wrong and you're gonna 6-0, but we'll see. Anyways. Next match. Oh man, look, it's me versus Burger. This is gonna be an easy match. We just skip this one. It's gonna be a 6-0. Anyway, next match. No.
So this match is pretty interesting because when I see what I see on Drowsy's team is I see a lot of potential to just find an opening and try and take as much advantage of that as possible. Like at some point to basically get you to be down on momentum and just keep that rolling as much as possible. I don't see a way for them to win defensively here. I feel like they have to be aggressive, personally.
Yeah.
But your team is very scary, and I feel like you have a lot of options to take here.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I have plenty of options that can do a ton of work. Like, a Alolan Raichu can come, and all I need to worry about is the Palisand, which it has coverage, like it has the Grass Knot and the Surf, so that can't come in all the time. I have like the Magmortar, I got I mean, like, there's so many things on my team that hit hard as well as take hits, like the Weezing and the Slowking, for example, that I feel like, I don't know, I think it's gonna be tough for Burger, but then again, me and Burger's matches, they always come down to like a 1-0 because of our battling.
You both have that opportunity to take risks, but you both know each other well enough to predict what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's what sucks. Like, cause sometimes I'll predict him, and then other times he'll predict me to not predict him, and it's just it's a back and forth. So I think this is gonna be a close match. I can't vote against myself. All right, so I'm gonna give myself a 1-0.
I feel like Burger can pull it off just barely. I'm gonna give Burger a 1-0.
Ooh, okay. Voting against me. I see you.
I'm just saying that Porygon Comfy.
Alright, it's fair. That's fair. Look, I agree. Comfy is definitely a threat. I can agree with that. All right, next match here. Oh boy, it's gonna be Kyrex Crooks versus the Seattle Stunfisk, which is of course Skinny versus Kyrex. Um, so as you see, Skinny did change a few mons. He got the Piloswine now, as well as what else did he change? He got the Rampardos, which he dropped the Frostlass. I mean, I understand, like, you don't want to have, I guess, two, it's called two ice types, but I don't know. I feel like the Frostlass did a little bit more. The Rampardos, yes, you definitely need more attack, but Rampardos doesn't do much. Like, yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about these trades?
I like them, to be honest. I don't know how well Rampardos will do in draft, but I've always liked Rampardos as, like, in terms of what its gimmick, quote unquote, is, which is just kill things in front of it and don't care about anything else. I mean, Mold Breaker was originally like what it did, right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand. So it's just, who cares about abilities? Just smack things in the face. I want to see it do that. I think, looking at these teams, like Lycanroc's speed is pretty scary. It's the only thing that outspeeds it is Swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And Tentacruel doesn't really want to run a lot of speed all the time. It could run a focus on. So there might be a pretty big speed gap in Phalanx's team.
Yeah.
One thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because even though Swallow outspeeds, Lycanroc has a Celerock, which is priority.
Yeah, which makes Swallow it makes it really hard for Swallow to do a lot here, because there's not a lot of mons that Swallow's move coverage can really do. Like Lycanroc and Manectric are good against Swallow here.
Yeah,
those are the mons that Swallow wants to come in on because Swallow outspeeds them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if Swallow is allowed to even come this game. Like, yeah, it's nice, but so many things take hits from it and then also kill it. So I don't really know if it's coming. I feel like it has to come to all these games, though, because of its speed tier and because of how slow Skinny's team is. I feel like it just has to come, which sucks for him. And I don't know. I think this is gonna be more of a less close match, if that makes sense. Like, I think Kyrax...
I think I have a decision on what's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Luckraze a 5-0.
Damn. Oh.
I feel like
Sorry, I forgot to change the names of the... Damn it, I knew... Okay, I was fixing this. It's
Stunfisk. I see.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Whoops.
Yeah.
So this is the Crooks?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna give the Crooks a 5-0 here.
Okay.
I was just reading off what was on top.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So when I was fixing it, I noticed that the free agents that Skinny traded stuff, so I had to fix it right away. And then I forgot to change the names, but that's fine. I think Crooks are definitely gonna win this as well, and I think I'm gonna give them a 4-0.
Okay.
And in fact,
I feel like the Stunfisks are strong, but the options for the speed are just so limited because the Crooks just have a really nice lineup against the higher speed mons on the Stunfisk's team.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually lock in here.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock in a 4-0, yeah. Because I think even though Skinny does have options to dish out some damage, like I like the Piloswine. The Piloswine here is nice. Has some coverage for a lot of the mons here. I just think Kyrex faster mons do too much.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Alright. And let's move on. Bam. Oh boy, this is gonna be an interesting match.
I like this one.
This is gonna be Dinny and the Swansea Soul Blazers versus the Wicked Weaviles, aka Solo. So, I'm not sure if you watched this match, the one that I versed Solo in, but he hit hard, very hard.
Oh yeah.
So, it's basically trickery versus hyper offense. So, how do you feel about this match?
I think it's really all gonna come down to how well the Soul Blazers pivot, pretty much. I think predictions are going to be extremely important here to keep momentum so that they can counterattack. Because Weaviles can just press buttons and kill things. So, like I see Weaviles team, Salazzle, Sock, for instance, for Alligator, it's vicious. Even Pangoro. These things do a lot of damage. So Soul Blazers have to be very careful about making sure they make the correct decision because one wrong click and Amon goes down.
That's exactly right. That's basically Solo's team in a nutshell. If you click something wrong, it's dead. So that's the thing. So from week 1, it seemed like Dinny was on the back foot of his game for the majority of the time, which is why he ended up losing. It was sort of close. Like he all he needed to do was press extreme speed a few times, but his lining got weakened. But anyways, I think when he's behind, he plays much worse, and that's what sucks. Like, if you get into the mindset of, like, let's say you get paralyzed twice in a row, if you get into that mindset where, like, okay, now I just lose, you get screwed. So with a team like Solos, where if you make one wrong prediction and you lose them on, that could happen. That could happen.
Morale hit is gonna be very painful. Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I think, like, the matchup, even matchup wise, I think Solo does have more of the upper hand because Salazzle outspeeds everything, and like Espeon outspeeds everything. I think Solo just has the game here. So I'm ready to predict. If you...
Yeah, I'm gonna say Weaviles 3-0.
Okay, I'm gonna say Weaviles 4-0.
Oof, rough.
Yeah. Sorry, Dinny, but I don't know what you can do against Hyper Offense. Alright, and the last game for the majors here, we have Goblin Forest Marshadows versus the Auckland Licky Pies. Now this is gonna be a fun game because I really liked the Auckland Licky Pies post draft, and we saw week 1. They definitely know what they're doing with it. But we also saw that Gambat knew what they were doing with their team, so these are two teams that, like, weren't the highest on most people's, but I think both have some scary mons on their team.
I'll say this, I think this is going to be where the 6-0 happens this week.
Ooh, by who?
I think that let's discuss
okay, yeah,
what they can do, and then I'll speak.
All right, so I guess since you have the 6-0, I'll talk about them first here. So, Cambat, let's see. Cambat has Noivern, which outspeeds everything, but Ambipom with Fake Out can be super annoying. Typhlosion with Eruption doesn't look like it has many switch-ins besides, like, Rhyperior, but Typhlosion has Grass Knot, so that could be annoying.
I wonder how well Cryogonal walls Typhlosion.
What?
Like, as a special defensive wall. I know it's super effective and all. I wonder. I'm just wondering how many hits it can take before it goes down.
Probably 2.
Like, fully defensive, yeah.
Yeah. Delphox.
I don't mean wall it out. I mean just.
Yeah. I understand. I know what you meant. Delphox is actually really good in this match.
Delphox is amazing in this matchup.
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna guess the Goblin Forest Marshadows are gonna 6-0.
I do believe that the Marshadows are gonna get the 6-0 here.
Okay, yeah. What?
Delphox hits so many of their mons really, really well. It's actually, like, you look at it and you're like, oh no, oh, that's actually a really big problem. Orbeal, Articuno, Florges, Chestnut, I mean, Bronzong even if some of the mons are bulky, Delphox is raring to go in this matchup. It hits half the team. It's scary.
True, but you're forgetting
Absol,
like
Absol is a really nice dark type to bring in response to it.
yeah.
Gelatin can wall it also pretty well. As well as, well, Dragalge, not really, because poison.
Right.
But yeah, Gelatin is kind of the main crux to that. Right on a bit, not too much. So definitely gonna have to rely on that.
Okay, so you're gonna say 6-0 to the Marshadows?
Yeah, and well, not only is Delphox good, but also Togedemaru is a decent pivot on the team. I think Driftblim has a lot of options here. It could act as a really nice wall, but it could also go with some kind of interesting Unburden strat or some kind of offensive Flame Boost strat. Really unpredictable here because Ghost is not a type that the Liquipies has a lot of answers to necessarily. They don't have a normal type. Oh, wait, they have Ambipom. I'm silly. So Ambipom is a nice switch, and they're probably gonna bring Ambipom. But I don't know if Ambipom gets burned by Drifblim, like some kind of trick with the Flame Orb, with a Flare Boost kind of strat, or a Will-O-Wisp. That hurts the power of that mon a lot. So I don't know. I feel like Marshadows just have a lot of options and a lot of mons that deal with the Liquipies. So
yeah, I can agree that Cambat's team looks like it can definitely run over the Liquipies here, but I definitely see some answers to a few of the mons. Like, I do like Jellicent against the Delphox. For Driftblim, there's definitely some answers. Like, I don't want to mention all of them, but stuff like Electivire can definitely take a hit, especially if it's AV, can take a few and can threaten it out. So I could see some options for the Liquipies, and they have shown that like they know what they're doing with their team. But I think this will be closer because I like both teams here. I'm gonna give. You gave Cambat a 6-0. I'm gonna give Lucas or the Auckland Liquipies a 2-0.
Okay.
All right. And that's it for the majors, guys. The minors will be coming out probably the same time as the majors, but yeah, that's it for this video. Do you want to say anything, Mr. Galaxy?
Good luck with your matches, everyone. This week seems pretty interesting, so make sure you guys keep an eye on the replay channel and also the live battles, see them going on. Yeah, I mean this week's gonna be a lot of fun. So good luck, everyone.
All right, and we will see you next time. Peace.